We'll do it again with a little bit less passion in my voice. So let's go with, let's start with the wood, okay? This is a xylophone I did just like that. Okay, so here we have basalt columns, okay? Do we understand how is this line happened while the volcano was erupting and soft? How is this line, like that sideway line, how it did happen? That's a nuts, okay? That's a nuts here, okay? Like lava doesn't come from many ways, it comes from one throat. Okay, it doesn't come from many ways. Anyway, so let's go with this. This is fiber, this is wood fiber. Okay, this is wood, this is petrified wood. Wood fiber, petrified wood. Okay, people will say they don't look the same. It's not. Yes, there's billions of kind of wood in the world right now, and let's not just say from hundreds of thousands of years how many wood has disappeared and then became and stuff, like new species and old species, like, you know what I mean? All right. And they do not petrified the same way. They won't look the same after. And then if they mold, if they rotten, if they get bacterialized, the mushroom got in there, the mineralization will be different after. It will give you something like asbestos, right? Because there's mold in there. It's mold. Okay, so this is wood. Look. This is all wood. This is wood. This is also wood. This is wood. This is all wood, just like the picture you see there. It's the same thing. Okay? So I will have less passion in my voice. This is all the quartz. It's all the sap from the tree. Okay? You're going to find these in the tree vein, the sap. And then that's why the gold miner, they're following the vein. And then mountain has no vein, sorry. Mountain has no vein, okay? Like tectonic plate pushing each other will not provide vein. They will not keep the vein veining. You know what I mean? This is a tree right there. Okay, that's the top of it. Can you see the wood? That's the top of the mountain. That's Raymara. Whatever. This is wood. That's a nice tree right there. Okay, let's go further. See, that's petrified wood as well. Look at this one. Further down the line, I have the exact thing, but it's petrified. And see here, look at the line of the bones. Okay, so that's ribs. Okay, look at the ribs on the ridge. You see two people down there. And look at the fat line. Okay, it's the same line. It's the same fat. And then you have the skin down there. And then you have the line between the bones. Tell me how a volcano will do that. You see those two? There's a person right there. Okay? Tell me how a volcano will do that. This is petrified bone and flesh and muscles. And then look, it's the same line. Now, is that just a coincidence? That's just a coincidence. Right? It's just a coincidence. Eh? Okay. Let's see further. Let's go with all that, meat. Yeah, that's a real meat in a package. Okay? And that's a petrified rock. That looks like a nice piece of steak right there. Right? That has been painted and polished and cut. But there's a piece of meat right there. That's a piece of meat, petrified. It's rock. There we go. Okay? That's a kind of mushroom, or probably, it says a tooth. It says a tooth. Anyway. Bone and meats, muscle and fat. And then, yeah, you can see it too. So the salt would be either, yeah, we're eating giant. We're eating titans. That's pretty awesome. I like the idea though. All the life on Earth has evolved from the rotting carcasses that we've been living in and out of it and on top of it, and we carved it. We carved it in. We carved them as a pyramid, as a temple, and then we lived in it. It was either wood or petrified. Look at this. Okay, that's the old molecule. That's the entire and all there. And I further down the line I explain. Look at this. Okay. Tell me this is coincidence. Oh yeah. The volcano has leaked in such a way that it did all that. Right? Okay. Yeah. And then you guys seems to forget that volcano, it's hot mud, okay? Oh, there you go. There it is. So that's a petrified piece right there. Okay, look. Okay, oh, that's a coincidence as well, right? That's a coincidence, is it? Okay, I'm sure it is. So look, that's the inside of a fucking body. Anyway, I have to stay polite. So no bad words, no bad energy. Okay, we'll stay here. Look at the skin, that bacon, skin, flesh, muscle, fat. Oh yeah, that all happened by coincidence. The volcano looked like that. But rhodochrosite, they found that in caves. And then the water leaks. And then they say it's the water that leaks on top of each other and gives you these nice columns. But they just forgot they are inside of an ancient body. But look at this ribs here again, just like the mountains. I'm taking my time here. It's gonna be a long video. People will ignore it probably, but pork's ribs, pink salt mine. You know, we're eating titans. Look at this one here. That's unbelievable. Like, look at the fat line is the same. Everything is the same. That's coincidence, right? Just coincidence. That's funny.
Can you say puedes hacerme un sandwich? That means can you make me a sandwich in
That way. This is wood. Okay? Opal is wood. So if you find a piece of opal and you're like, no, this is opal, but like that little blue part there that you're gonna find alone in the dirt, just detached from that piece of wood that was wood, right? Do you understand that? See, that's wood. All opal is from wood. Even if you find a blue piece without wood in it, it's from a piece of wood. It just detached from it and go further down the line, washed by the flood, the earthquakes, the everything. You know, that sap that petrified and the crystal grew. And it grew like this. It was probably not looking like that at first glance, but it became like that. And that doesn't grow underneath the earth, compact in the soil. You won't get that. You won't get that, okay? That's coal. That's also wood. And then you can burn that piece. Smells like plastic. It's like it's solid oil. That's petroleum. That's wood. Okay? That's sap. I can find this fresh sap in the wood. This is quartz crystals now. Okay? You guys, this is tourmaline. Tourmaline is also wood, rotten in a different way. The mineral gives you the petrification of the rotten, of the mold or the mushroom that grew in, just petrified in a different way and give you this kind of thing. Okay? This is silver, and then this is the wood. Okay? Silver, iron, copper, we all find that in our body. You can find that in living things. Okay, it's part of our body. And then you know when you petrified and you're 2 miles high, but probably you can find some amounts of silver in there. That's iron. That's from a body as well. So that's the gold in the wood. That's all petrified wood right there. That's petrified wood and the gold vein, the quartz vein. You know what I mean? That's sap. That's sap right there. Look at this. This is sap. See? Have you ever walked in the forest and look at the sap leak through the sap vein, right? the sap vein. So that's the sap vein right there. You know, it's all there. It's and then school will say this is all volcanic. This is all volcanic, but I can find water in quartz. Diamond is wood. Diamond is carbon based, compact wood. You know what I mean? That's plant. That's plant. That's diamond. Oil is plant. Oil is from plant. Everything is from plant. This is the gold. This is the sap. Fresh sap. You know, this is petrified now. Fresh, see, petrified sap. Gold vein sap. Sap gold vein. See, it petrified in all kind of way. Wood petrified in all kind of way. That's all petrified sap. Okay, that's amber. That's also sap. That's also sap. Okay. That's green chrome tremolite. It's from asbestos. It become green chrome tremolite. When it's asbestos, you can scratch the fiber, and then you can't no more. This here you can't scratch the fiber anymore. But when it's asbestos, you can scratch a fiber, but it dries and comes back and gets harder and harder and harder and becomes like this and transparent at one point. Okay, I find a slab of it. It was 6 feet long. You can have yellow, white, pink, green asbestos. I found all of them. Find them all. Okay, so this is asbestos. Then you can see down it's getting hard. Look at the bottom. It's getting hard. It's on its way to become green chrome tremolite. Okay? Okay, do you understand this? You understand that, right? Okay? Look, it's on its way to harden there. So that's also wood here. Okay? That's also wood. This is all wood, charcoal. That's all from wood. Okay? So that's jasper here. Okay? You can see the wood fiber in there. So that's a wood. Okay? Can you see that, the wood here? This is crazy nuts. Do you understand what I mean? That's also wood. They're all gems. They're all gems now. Become diamonds. They become opals. They become crystal quartz. They become all kinds of things. You know? That's the petrification way of it. That's cat tooth, right? So you can see the nerves in it still. Okay, that's a big cat. See the hands. Do you see my hands? That's my hand. Okay, that's a big, huge cat. I found that in Canada. Okay, found that in Atlin, Canada. Okay, so that's sap. So that's sap here. Okay, look, pyrites is wood, gold vein, sap, wood, opal, wood opal. Okay, see here. That's green chrome tremolite. Further down the line, you could scratch the fiber, but I put it somewhere else because I don't want to breathe and play with it, right? So this here is petrified wood. That's a fresh piece of wood right there in the middle, and that's two other kind of wood which is hardened now. And that purple one down there is jasper, which was another piece of wood. That's all wood. That's sap. Okay. Okay, that's all wood. It's all from wood. Jasper, fire jasper, quartz. Okay, right? This is green chrome tremolite. Comes like this. It was asbestos before. Okay, just like that. Just like that. Okay, you guys understand this? All right, that's good enough for now. Here, now let's go further. So that's wood, right? So that's wood. Look at this. How a volcano will do that? No, it's wood fiber. That's wood fiber. It becomes square and it breaks down in square rectangles, and then some people will call it bricks, red bricks, but it's all from tree. It's all from tree. Look, it's all wood. This is all wood. Okay? Okay? I'm polite here now. I'm not full of hate. Look, that's all wood. That's fresh wood. That's petrified wood. Okay? Fresh wood. Petrified. Fresh, petrified. It breaks down in cube, square, rectangle. Okay, look at this. Look at this. Those are the mountains that we walk in today. These are the mountains we call volcanic shit. Okay? See? That's Roraima. Angel Falls. Angel Falls because the angel cut down the trees. Okay? And released a big flood because the roots of these giant trees were still pumping water. So the fall that we have today is from the root canals. See the wood? See all the wood there? Okay, that's the top of Roraima. Alright, I said all that. Said all that already, right? Alright, that's good enough for you today.